Hey everyone, and thanks for watching. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look right here. This has been my go-to look lately. I've been wearing it non-stop. I get compliments on it all the time, and I wanted to share it with you guys because, like I said, I've been wearing it a lot, and it's like my favorite go-to look for like these colder winter months. It's just such a warm toned, like cozy, orangey look. I don't know, I love it so much, and it's just with the gold glitter and the blue in the waterline. So I'm going to go through a tutorial on how to create this entire look, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I'm just going to put my hair back first. I'm going to use my regular things that I like to prime with, and one is the Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. It's just a really nourishing cream that has glycerin as one of the top 3 ingredients, so it really allows your makeup to adhere to it nicely so that it stays throughout the day. Alright, I'm also going to use a little bit of the Porefessional from Benefit. I just like using this just the tiniest amount, like literally like tiny amount, and just right here on the cheeks. And then I'll go in with my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. This is in the shade Y225 or 117. And I start off with foundation all over the face. After I go in with foundation, I'm going to go in with my brows, and the reason I do it in that order is so that I can have my base on, really carve out my brows how I want them to look, and then start going in with all my other products such as eyeshadow and stuff like that. If I did my brows first before I did foundation, I find it a little bit difficult to get around the done brows with the foundation without messing the brows up or leaving patches where you weren't able to get the foundation. So I like to do this first as an initial step before I do anything else. I always blend it down the neck no matter what. Even if my foundation matches me perfectly, I will always blend it down the neck just to make sure everything looks really nice and even. I'm using a Real Techniques beauty sponge that's slightly damp to blend all of that into the skin. If you see me looking over here, I'm looking at the mirror. So I'm sorry it's been so long since I uploaded. I think my last video was, I can't even remember now. I mean, I know I did I think it was a favorites video. It was October favorites. It's just been crazy with Halloween and all of those tutorials I was doing. And if you didn't watch them, I'll link them down below. I know it's past Halloween, but if you did want to take a look at what I did for Halloween, it was a lot of fun and it was a really good experience, and I really cannot wait until next year when I get to do like a bunch more. I'm already kind of coming up with ideas in my head and like coming out with a layout too of like when I want to post things. My thing is that it took me like 2 weeks from one tutorial to another, and it was just kind of like how things went. Like I wasn't able to get another one up in between that, and so I really want to get out more content for next Halloween, so I'm already kind of thinking up more ideas. But it's been a while since I filmed a video. We went out of town last week to a beer festival in San Antonio, or New Braunfels in Texas, so it was a lot of fun, but I didn't get a chance to film last week. So I'm just trying to film some stuff for you today. Blend that down the neck. Sometimes I like to add a little bit to the ear as well, because you'll see like the ear's kind of red and not the same color. So just to, again, make things look really streamlined, sometimes I'll add it to the neck as well. Alright, so now that that is all blended into the skin, I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. Grab a little compact mirror. So I'm just going to fill in my brows. I like to fill them in lightly in the beginning, and then as I go out to the tail, I'll press a little bit harder, get it a little bit darker. You want it to kind of go like a light to dark gradient. It doesn't have to be too clean right now because I am going to go over it and carve everything out and make it look nice and neat. So I'm just kind of sketching it on, filling it in, and you want to kind of do it in strokes so that your brows look like it's a natural brush hair stroke. It's not just like you coloring everything in. It's like literally like strokes of hair. Alright, once everything's filled in like you want it, And I'll take my carving brush, which is basically just like an oval shaped brush that's densely packed, and my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, a little bit on the very tip of the brush, and then I'll go right underneath everything just to clean it up. Then I'll go back over it with a spoolie just to make sure everything's placed how I want it. Also recommend to set your brows with some sort of clear brow gel or even a colored brow gel if you like, just to make sure everything stays in place. It's like a hairspray for your brows, so everything stays where you want it to stay, so you're not having to worry about hairs coming out and kind of getting wild throughout the day. Alright, so we've got one brow done. I'm gonna go off camera and go ahead and do the other brow. Now what we're gonna do is add some tape. This just gives me such a clean, crisp, even line. So I do remove a little bit of the stickiness on the back of my hand just so that it doesn't like rip any of my skin off when I go to take it off. So we've got lids primed, everything's good to go. So now we're gonna go in with the eyeshadow, and I'm using the new Morphe 35O2 palette. I have really been enjoying this palette. I have to say, I think I like it better than the 35O palette. It's just got really, really nice, warm, rich shades in it. As you can tell, we've got lots of browns, lots of shades of cool and warm tone browns. We've got a lot of nice red and orangey shades, and then over here just these light bronzy brown transition shades too. Only thing I wish this palette had that it doesn't is some sort of like bone colored shadow, and now that I think about it, neither does the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe either, so that's just one thing that I feel like it's missing, and I don't think the 35O palette had that either. So other than that, I really like it. I also do kind of wish that there were more like light toned shimmery shades. Like a lot of these shimmery shades, which are kind of dark, you can still work with them, but I use like lighter shimmery shades more often, and this really is like the only one that's light enough for me that I really enjoy. Other than that, like I said, I really do enjoy this palette. For $23 you get all of these shades, and it's really, really nice. We're gonna go ahead and go in, and I'm gonna use my tried and true brush that I always use, the Morphe M441 brush, to start off with the universal shade. This very first shade, it's just like the perfect transition light brown shade. I'm going to first just place this like right in the crease. I like to start right in the crease just to give myself a nice guideline for where I want to go, because when I go in the crease I like to go above and kind of blend it outwards, but the more you blend it outwards, the less product you're using. I like to use like circular motions when blending all this in. Just gives you the most like buffed and blended look possible. With very little product left on it, I start to kind of blend it upwards and diffuse it. If y'all hear anything in the background, it is like super windy outside and the window is slightly open, so it's pretty loud right now. So I want to know how y'all have been. I lately have just been doing a lot of makeup but not documenting it like I should, and I try as hard as I can to post on a weekly basis. Sometimes I just don't get to it. I don't ever really go over like 2 weeks though. So if you don't see a video one week, you will definitely see it the next week. Apologies for that, and I usually make up for it. So if I don't post 1 week, I'll post 2 or 3 the next week. My goal has been to post 2 a week, but really haven't quite gotten there yet. Still working on it. But that is like my goal ultimately. Any input y'all can give me in the comment section down below on what exactly you're wanting to see, that would definitely be helpful to me. I am doing giveaways too, to always get back to y'all who have been supporting me and following me. I really appreciate that, so I always want to give back. And I just did a giveaway on my October favorites, but I'm also I'm going to be doing a pretty large giveaway on Instagram at one point in the near future. I've just kind of been building up products here and there, and so it's going to be a pretty large giveaway. If you're not following me on Instagram, I will post my social handle down here, and I'm also on Snapchat and Twitter and Facebook as well. I'll link those all down below if you're interested in following me. Okay, so everything's nice and blended there. I'm going to next grab my Morphe M433 brush. I'm going to go in with the shades Heat and Ablaze, which are these two right here. And I'm going to go into the corner first. And so I really like to pack this onto the outer corner. We're staying in the crease, a little bit below the crease, and then like I did for the other shade, we're going to lightly kind of bring it outwards a little bit more too, just to make it look nice and diffused. And then I'm just starting to buff whatever's left a little bit above the crease, not quite as far as the transition. Transition we went like really high up, like almost to the brow. This we're going to keep it a little bit lower. So this I'm using now is the Cozette S185 brush. It's just a very, very tiny precise blending brush. And I'm just going to use the black shade in the palette. I think I'm going to actually mix it in. So these two shades right here. And we're going to focus this on the outer edge. And then I'll grab my brush that I had those orange shades on and blend it in. So I am dragging this into the crease, and then going a little tiny bit above the crease just to really like diffuse the color. And then without any additional product, just taking that other brush and blending that in. Now I'm going to take the Stila Magnificent Metal in Gold Goddess, and we're going to place this all over the lid, and then we're going to stop kind of in this outer corner where the darker shades meet. So it's a little tiny bit above the crease, just to make my eyelid look a little bit bigger. Now that we've got that down, we're going to move on to the eyeliner. I'm using my NYX Epic Ink Liner, which is my favorite liner. Absolutely love this stuff. And then I will use my Shape Tape and put a little bit on my chin and a little bit on my forehead as well. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit of the Fit Me powder to set all of the concealer into place. Alright, for the rest of the face, I'm going to use this is in a Laura Mercier tub, but it's not a Laura Mercier powder. I'm not a big fan of the Laura Mercier loose powder. It tends to really dry my skin out. This, however, does not, and it's the RCMA No Color powder that I just put in this. For lashes, I'm going to use the Ardell Double Demi W's. That is a mouthful. Alright, I'm going to add some mascara, and the mascara I'm using is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So I'm going to use the NYX Slide On Glide On pencil to darken my lower lash line. I just want to place this right at the bottom, not fully in the waterline because I'm going to place something else there. But I want to have this go kind of in the outer to middle section. And then I will grab my Sigma E30 brush and that Wiz. You don't want too much product, just a little bit, just to buff that in. And then we'll go over it with a transition shade too to make sure it's not too harsh. Alright, so now I'm going to take the Modster Ardency in Smooth Ride Supercharged Eyeliner in True Blue, and I'm going to add it to the waterline. It just adds something completely different, another dimension to the look. It really like makes my eyes pop too. I feel like this just kind of looks regular, and this is just something really like different, and I really enjoy with this look pairing it with a blue waterline. Since this palette doesn't have like anything for the inner corner highlight, I'm going to use this ColourPop Flexitarian highlighter and my Morphe E18 brush to apply this right in the corner. It's just a really nice champagne gold. Then I'm going to grab just a tiny little fan brush and that same highlight, and I'm going to highlight underneath the brow, just right there at the arch, just to lift things up a little bit more. Alright, now I'm going to bronze up the skin using the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer and just a angled fluffy brush. So Chris and I get married in like 5.5 months, and we're both super excited about it, obviously, but super excited too because it's in Cancun, so we're just excited to go on vacation also, you know what I mean? Like, we haven't been on vacation since, not this past February, but the one before that, where we went on a cruise, and we really haven't been anywhere as far as like the beach goes. We really love the beach, the water, snorkeling, zip lining, doing all that sort of stuff, and it's been a while, so we've just been really like, I don't know, just excited about it. We're gonna use the NARS Laguna bronzer to contour a little bit. It's just a nice kind of cool toned bronzer, and I just like to add this right to the cheekbones. It just adds a little bit of depth and dimension right there in that cheekbone. I'm also going to contour the nose up a little bit with the Luxie 207 medium angled shading brush. I'm also going to add some of that lightening powder that we used earlier and grab a Morphe M459 brush to carve out underneath. I'm also going to highlight using the Morphe M501 brush and that Flexitarian shade from ColourPop. If you want, you can grab product on the brush, and then I'm going to use just any sort of setting spray to lightly dampen the brush. Place it right on the high point of the cheek. This is the Coralista from Benefit. Now I'm going to use that blush brush that I used for my powder and just dust off the bake underneath the contour. I'm going to add some more mascara. I'm going to add it to the top and the bottom lashes. This is the Bite Beauty, this is the Amuse Bouche lipstick in Honeycomb. It's just like the tiny, there was like a trio of samples of this for last holiday, and I've been using this quite a bit. Like, I only have a little bit left. I really love it, and I'm definitely going to be buying like a full version of this. On top of that, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in the color Dainty. Now I'm just going to spray myself with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Alright, and that is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in getting notifications every time I upload a video, next to the subscribe button there's a little bell. If you click that bell, you'll get notified every time. Don't forget to follow me on my socials. Again, I'll have all of that as well as the products mentioned and used in this video down in the description box as well. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.